Hi. So actually, I make a smile there, but I'm really not so. Oh, yeah, I'm a bit tired. It's like 3:30 in the morning, and I've been awake since I don't know 2 maybe. Actually, there is no reason because recently there have been these warm days, but last night I slept. Hi, someone. For yeah, well, a lot. So maybe that's why I've been sleeping too much. But I don't like that I have to be awake this time, so to speak. And now I'm drinking coffee, so I maybe get happier. So I have nothing really on my mind, but if you have anything to talk about with me, I can do that. Also, some oracle cards here if anyone wants. Today I will be stern and not too general ones. I will just pull cards for questions today. If anyone come in and want a card, that is. And I only have now I have a few others here, but I would use the Shadow Oracle of Shadows and Light. But I do have some others here. Maybe if I get in a better mood, I feel like having those. But now that's the deck. So yeah, I have a few others within reach. So maybe I should have something on my mind beforehand. But I tend to do this very randomly. Oh, I'm so sleepy. But that's a good thing when it comes to ASMR. Although I still speak quickly and not so very soft. Wow. Yeah. And actually, I have a lot of cards like an arm length from me as well. Never mind. So, yeah. What to talk about, really? I have nothing on my mind. I have to just drink coffee and ponder that for a while. I also have runes here, actually. Coffee is awesome, though. You can get anyone in a good mood. I used to get all giggly. I mean, like as if I was pretty drugged before. It depends on how often I drink it. But if I haven't drunk, no, if I haven't been drinking coffee for like some time, then I get really giggly. I just laugh and also can't sleep. So I enjoy it, but also it's not exactly good for because I'm quite, if you know about Ayurveda, I'm quite vata in my mind, all in all directions, and it becomes even more so when I drink coffee. So maybe it's not the best. I would get much more calm if I don't in my whole system. Like, yeah. So, and also I have a few books here. Oh gosh, I have so many books. All my environment is filled with books that I supposedly should read someday. And I really don't want the computer to crash. But a part of me hope it happens. No, I don't. And if so, then if I get quiet, that's why, because then I can't reach you. So you have to fix a computer to me then. Anyway, but anyways, so then I think that I would have time to read, or I will take the time. And I have a lot of actually novels and such too that I like to read, but that is less interesting to me because I have such an imagination myself. So I feel like it's weird to read someone else's imagination rather than just use my own. But when it comes to books about subjects or things that you can learn from and such, but you learn from novels obviously a lot too. But yeah, but I have both things. But I mean, I've stuffed these books everywhere. Like usually people in their kitchen don't have books, but since I have books everywhere, there is room. So yeah, I have a lot of books, even in the kitchen drawers and cupboards, or what you say, because there is no other places where I can have them. Yeah, and I mean, yeah, at least just read. If I just read one book a week or something, I have to go for that, because then I could get rid of them. Some of them I don't. I mean, if some I like to keep with information in them, like. But when it comes to novels and such, if I just read them, I could just make space and leave them, and that would be awesome. I have to do it. It really bothers me, and also I can't get rid of them sort of before I read them. It feels like that would be not good. I could obviously, but yeah, this is so uninteresting. Maybe I have to pull a card to just get out of my own little head. Mm. Yeah, and then there are these subjects in the world that goes on that you unspeakable, as one say, and which is very symbolic as well. It's not allowed. Yeah, yeah. And also this other day, this is not really uplifting subject, so I think maybe I shouldn't talk about that. I will just briefly mention it because I saw this documentary, or no, it wasn't a documentary. It was like a sort of digging journalistics program, and and how here in Sweden there is this adoption bureau, and I really don't want to dismiss those who adopt children at all. I've just always questioned it in a way, because oh my, this is a very touchy subject, I feel, when I start to speak, and that's not good to go into. But the thing that I've felt oftentimes is that, especially when you see those where they go back and find their parents and they get really happy to meet them, and so always almost, and that suggests that they didn't want to leave them. I mean, they usually have very heartfelt, uh, connections again and so on. But yeah, anyway, so what I have thought of before is that uh, it have like bothered my mind that you can, those who have more money, rich people can buy children from poorer people because they just want kids. It's like it's not theirs. I mean, if they don't have enough money, why don't support their family to be able to keep their own kid? It have always been my thought. But I mean, there are situations where they're just, I guess, uh, abandoned or without family or so on also. So I don't know. But what this program was about, anyways, is that there is an adoption bureau in this country who stole children, or a woman in Chile this was, but they will now eventually, the government will go into checking other agencies as well, but this was the largest one in Sweden. For like decades they stole children and pretended, I mean, they just took them and pretended that they were dead to the mother or family, or said that, and also in the hospitals and so, and then also made up lies about the family to the kid that was adopted, a little bit of a story about their family, like they were very poor, alcoholic or whatever, just supposedly so that they wouldn't go back and search for them, because that wasn't true. Uh, and they had, so that they could support these kids, although it was a chaotic situation in the country and so on. But I mean, and these have been known for a long, long time, and no one had any like insight into this woman, what, however she worked, and with that officer husband or whatever. I don't know. It's disturbing though. Like that can go on. I mean, it's extremely disturbing if someone steals a kid, obviously, and even more so, I guess, if the government do so purposely with intent, and it's a it's a I mean, I don't know the English words, but it's a oh gosh, like a yeah, it's a governmental business, really, to ship those kids over here. I mean, yeah, it's really horrible. And then you get perspectives also on your life and everything. I mean, whatever things happen to people. I mean, that's so crazy. It's unbelievable. And not only that, but also how they have been treated and now still are treated. They wish I came to it now, but it's really, really random. Like, I mean, not random, but it's almost like, oh well, yeah, like as if it was nothing with that. Like, oh, yeah. So it was like 4 programs of that I saw yesterday, and yeah, there are a lot of things to say, obviously, about a lot of things. So maybe you shouldn't focus on that, but still, it also is like, this whole trust thing. People just, I guess I would assume that there were those who obviously knew what was going on. I mean, that's obvious that some people knew that. But also, oh, I should speak softly though. Also that, so it was like agreed upon by higher ups, but also those who probably weren't aware and worked in this agency and thought that they were doing good things and it was so awesome, and checked, that it was like controlled, so it worked in a good way and so on. They just believed it's like, oh, it's this country, and oh, it's that person that we really trust, and oh, this is such a huge agency, it can't really be true. And no one checked it up and just said that these mothers that were poor, obviously, and or at least, I mean, although they could give their kids food and so on, but they didn't have enough maybe to process it or get anywhere with their complaints about lies, and so on, about their kids being taken and so on. No one listened, just called them crazy. And also this agency, I keep talking about it, it's upsetting. So, but anyways, this agency also made up these like excuses that they feel guilty mothers, so they used to say stuff like that because they don't want to, if their like kids seek them up, they will feel bad, and so they say they thought they were dead and so on. But in some cases there were proof that they had searched for the kids ever since they vanished then and so on. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Well, changing subject. No one get happier for that, but still, I can't almost shake it off. Yeah. Oh, I can't stop talking about it when I start. I hope someone comes in and asking something, or yeah, change things up here. I mean, the most disturbing thing. I mean, obviously, the whole thing that even happened, but the fact that people trusted without even thinking twice because of someone's appearance or like this person should just be trusted, or this agency or country or whatever should just be trusted for whatever reason. I mean, without, and that was like the whole idea of it, that, because it's us, someone who worked there even was, later on, she worked there, she was adopted and started to hear these complaints and complaints, it's called, and checking them up a little bit more thoroughly and so on, or calling, and like it was much ignored beforehand. And anyways, and we are like that also in the world right now, but also in many cases. And we just assume. I heard this the other day from a guy. He said, "Assumption is the mother of all." What did he say? All fuck ups. I'm sorry, I got that man. Yeah, but isn't assumption? Yeah, in that way too. Then, but he meant it when you question him, for example. Mm. But I mean, to assume that you should not question, isn't that even worse? Like, yeah. Now someone went out and came back, or another one. I don't know. It's someone else than me here right now. Anyways, I don't know who, but I just keep talking. So I have some oracle cards here if anyone is interested. Yeah. Or otherwise, I just ramble on, which is boring. And also, I used to spiral away. I spiral down usually, or I might spiral up. But that may be actually a true saying though about that assumption thing, especially in these kinds of cases. I mean, to assume that something is just right because someone supposedly trustworthy, or even if it's a government then or whatever, just assuming that, well, they say that, so it must be true. And we are like that, all of us, more or less, which is scary actually. We should question a whole lot more. Oh, yeah, I can't even go there. I have to stretch my legs now. I think that I can sit with them cross-legged, but I had these stupid things going on with my hip for a while, and since then I can't really sit like that for long, but I pretend. Oh, now you went further away. I have to change this. I take you back. Hey, yeah, yeah. So Sorry, I just needed to cough a bit. Yeah, maybe I should. I will pull one card about the state in the world, not the state, but the condition of the world. Let's say. Oh, I just need to actually read a few cards for myself that I got. No, I read them yesterday actually. But anyways, I will pick a card for that because that's important. Yeah. I can't understand how people ever are bored because I have so many interesting things that I wish that sometimes you also need to have the right kind of focus. You can't just do stuff. You have to be in that space where you can like absorb it, sort of when it comes to reading certain things and so on. I mean, learn things like that. And there are so many things that I really I'm passionate about, but I need to be in that right, like relaxed or state of mind to be able to focus in on it really. So there is so much, so I don't really understand how anyone ever is bored. Yeah. And the only time, I guess, and then I get really bored, but when I have to be in situations where it's all superficial, that is very boring to me. And I am very bad at hiding that I think so. So I can deal with that and even laugh with it for maybe 5 minutes, maybe 10, even 15 if I'm really patient. But then I can't deal with it anymore. And usually I drift off to some subject that isn't all that superficial, and then it's not comfortable for most other people. Yeah. Let's see now. A card for the the state of the world. Like now, mend the broken heart fairy. This maybe go. I mean, maybe it is like that we create our own worlds and all that. So it's a reflection of ourselves, of our inner selves. Okay, there is this broken heart. Healing from heartache. Yeah. But the good things with all kinds of craziness, but all things, as I assume, can't for sure say, oh, I hope it gets brighter out because it's quite dark. I didn't think about that. Can hardly read this, but one good thing, I can still ramble, no, but that it's getting brighter, but also that whatever we meet, we will get stronger by. I mean, that's actually the case. We will get more enlightened, you can say, or, realize what's true and, yeah, so on. But also it will strengthen us if we just see it that way. It's not always easy though. But it's purposeful. I mean, it's easy to see afterwards that those absolute worst situations of my life, those are the ones that have made me the strongest, without any doubt. So, yeah, and I think it's like that for everyone. Sometimes I've thought that, well, some people actually break, and some, there are things that supposedly won't heal in a sense, or not when it comes to Ayurveda, then everything can heal. And I guess it's meant also in the whole wholeness of things, the soul, on that level of the soul and so on. So, yeah, we are all, if you check it like that, we are all broken in some way or another. So, but even those things, they humble us or they make us realize things, or I do still think, but I mean, I can only speak from my own experience and myself, so I can't say that's the case for anyone else, actually. But in my world, that's the truth, as I see it now. That we actually create it, and the world will reflect who we are. And yeah, I've talked about this before, getting too deep, obviously, but maybe not even reflect it. It's almost like, yeah, it's a good thing though. It's not like it comes even after. It's almost like a perfect match. It's instant. It's not that. Yeah. Never mind. Why even go there if I can't explain it even to myself? But yes, so this is the situation in the world. She's really sad. This Oracle of Shadows and Light. If you Google her, there she has patched her heart with something there, and yeah, healing a broken heart fairy. And I'm also thinking about the chakras and all that. Oh, I drift. I will read about it, but I just think that if no one is here really and listen, I can just ramble until it gets even more bright out, so I can read it better. I can see it better. But also when it comes to the chakras, the heart space to be in, not so much just in our basic physical level and cut off from everything else, and also not just in our thoughts or even like spiritually drifting off, but in our heart space. That's what we need to heal. I mean, it's like on this horizontal level, love for all there is, life, all creatures, and our brothers and sisters. So it's like one heart thing. Yeah. But also when it comes to that, when it comes to love, I guess, I'm thinking about many things now again, the coffee kicking in. But about the chakras and everything. But I mean, love is all around. It's not like this idea. We are fed with so many lies and so many ideas. It's very hard sometimes to shake them off. It's like they are pushed so hard into our mindset. So it's like unquestionably true about, for example, relationships and love and so on. And love is everywhere. It's all the time, everywhere. It's not like you can even exist without it. So to focus in on that idea and be obsessed, which I'm an expert at, sort of, it's like craziness. No, it's natural too, but I mean, to make that everything is to be in an illusion and unaware of how much love there is, that is always there. Yeah. But also when it comes to the chakras, actually there are 3 guys. I try really to not be too personal here because I think it's a good idea not to be. But anyways, they know who they are and not so many others, I guess, assume, aside from maybe hackers. But, and the thing is, I feel like this, that I invade others' privacy if I tune into their energy field. And at the same time, if you are blinded or you see things in a wrong way because you don't, then that's not good. I mean, if your intent by doing so is not to exploit someone else or manipulate them or like take advantage of your insights, but rather to understand better, for the benefit of not only yourself, uh, you know, not in a selfish manner. I think maybe it's not so bad though. I mean, maybe it's even important. And usually I haven't done that because I've had that like an ethic of not doing so. But then I think I like purposely pull down the curtain and refuse to see things if I do like this as well. If and I do have these abilities, and then why? I mean, it's almost extremely stupid not to use them as well. So I suddenly gave myself permission to do so, and because the thing is, I trust really. My trust issues are pretty well known around here, but I trust the spirit world fully. I I feel like this, that whatever happens is supposed to happen, and they have my best interest in, not like only. I mean, others do have that too. I don't think I'm special like that, but I have my path and I'm supported on that like everyone else is, like for my benefit, my growth and everything. So I trust that. I really trust that. And that they also will show me whenever something is totally off. If I need to change direction, also they do show me that, and I don't listen somewhat. But that's another thing. They constantly bug me about this whole eating stuff. But anyways, and I do understand that. I have probably will get sick if I continue like that. So I have to stop. But anyway, so I do trust them. So I felt like that. I don't need to like check into everything. I didn't, and also I felt like it's exhausting. I pick up a lot of information and energies, anyways. So I felt like no, I don't even have time or energy to do that. And also I felt like no, I can lean on them. I don't need to. They will shake it up or make it very clear in some way. They will like make me show that. Make me see the energy, even if I don't try. Sometimes you can spontaneously just see the auras and so on and so. Anyway, so, but I thought that, okay, I will try this now with 3 guys. Suddenly I gave myself permission to do so. I felt that it wasn't even unethical now suddenly, but maybe to talk about it here. But as I said, you probably don't know who they are, so never mind. So the first one, anyways, it was so surprising to me because I have an idea about these persons, how I assume they are, or what I think about them, and that may be right to some degree or so on. But this really, really surprised me because the first one had such a soft energy, and that's one that I almost like, not fear, but I have like had like, yeah, well, I knew that there was loving energy, but I did never think that it was so soft and that this person is so open. The chakras it's like warm waves. Like if you think of ocean wave, I don't know, like really really soft and warm waves, and this is like so open. Very very surprising, related to my assumption then about that person. So I think actually this is way more correct. Oftentimes when you, I mean, if people ask you to do readings, they say anyways that it's correct. And then you tune into the energy field and you feel them rather than think about them, and get the information. But now I didn't check, I didn't pick up information about them. I just felt their energy fields. But this guy then, I mean, I've never ever felt such a soft energy. And it's not like that's the first thing you may think, but maybe I did think so. But, anyways, it was so surprising to me. It was so surprising to me. And also, I've been feeling energies for many, many years, and I've never felt anything even remotely close to this energy. It was so different. And then the second one that I maybe in my thought would have, I don't know, maybe I would have thought that that one would have more open or warm energy, like, but that one was very like just root chakra and pretty blocked all the rest. It was just like the physical and probably like whatever defenses, but also surprising because that's a person I mean, my thoughts or assumption would have been that this is a very open person, but very closed off energy wise. If I could trust I still assume obviously because this is what I pick up. And I know that it's subjective in the way that I do it through myself. But I also have the experience of being correct extremely many times. Almost, I guess, all the time. So I can't recall actually. There was one person. I mean, there are those persons who try to prove you wrong. And that I have not met a lot of those, but then it doesn't matter, they just have to be mocking or almost like bullying behaviors. It doesn't matter. They are not like interested in even. They have their assumptions ready and clear that you cannot do this. Like and yeah, whatever. So, but so it have happened like once, I guess, and other times people that I've been in contact with say that it's correct. So, or they recognize what I feel that it's and the things that I pick up. But anyway, so that was very very surprising. This I thought was the most open one, and then the third, very uninteresting to you since you don't know who they are, but still I just talk because I'm open. This now open. I'm up. I mean, wake in a way at least this time. 4 o'clock now in the morning. Yeah, so this third one, which is very interesting to me. Let's see now. This one had several open chakras, but not the heart. It was quite closed off. But especially like the base. I mean, hi, there is someone coming in. I'm just randomly speaking here. I have some oracle cards here though, beside me. If anyone have a question or so. But anyways, I will go to that and just end this little story by myself. So that one had like this, like, wait a second, I have to cough a bit. Sorry. Had this sharp energy, or like hard, like edgy, or how can you say, not like aggressive or so, but like square, or how can you say pointy? No, I can't even express it. It's like a, yeah, like with edges, or like if you think about not a cartoon box, but it was not like sharp edges, like as if you could hurt yourself on the energy, but uh, very yeah, that's the best way I can describe it. I tried to like wave with my hands, try to describe it now, but it was like almost the opposite of the first one. It had these warm waves, and I thought that that one was almost yeah, it feels like a really really soft person. So it was also so surprising that these that it was like the energy is so kind of like I can't say it's square, but no, but yeah, yeah, never mind. But when I felt these energies, I realized much more who they are than if I think about them. I think so, anyways. I'm not sure who can be, but when I talked to this third one in our conversations and so on, I realized that this very much I can understand what that comes from, how I feel the energy, the way that person think or react, and so on. Very very different from myself. Yeah. Anyways, very uninteresting to anyone else. I pulled the oracle card before about the situation or the state in the world, and I got this mind. No, not mind. Well, mend a broken heart fairy. Healing from heartache is what the world is doing. Apparently, according to the cards, I will read it also. It's from the Oracle of Shadows and Light. Because it's a little bit brighter now. I didn't think about that. So I will try to see if I can see what it says. About the mend a broken heart fairy. Here she comes to gather up your heart's sore pieces and place a sweet bandage on the place that is most wounded. And this one tender gesture does more to heal you than could 1,000 years of therapy. And as I said before, hi, there is a third one coming and went away again. There is, I believe that this is a reflection of maybe my world since I pulled the card, but also our inner selves, which is reflected in the world. It's time for small kindnesses to be received, for you to know that the little gifts of friendship and sweetness are the ones that will assist you most at this time. Allow yourself to be treated gently, to be attended to with kindness, and to be hugged. Oh my. Allow yourself to accept that this is a time when you need to take good care of yourself. You are healing. Oh, about the world, by the way. We need to get hugs. Stop this silliness. Yeah, well, anyway. You are healing and on the mend, but do not undo her medicine by forcing yourself to hurry up and get over it. So yeah, I just I think that's interesting because that is proven very healthy for us, and now we should like distance ourselves and everywhere and everything. Okay. The man the broken heart fairy speaks. You have been hurt, and this heart feels bruised and bruised to me. It may have stuck. It may have been what is called a lover's quarrel or unrequited love. It may have been a breakup, and it may be that an adventure in love has turned harsh. But I'm here to help you mend, and I will not let your broken heart bleed. I will wash, clear, heal, balance, and place the bandage on the wound, protect, and send you the healing. That means deep, restful sleep. Oh, I could need that. And peace return to you. I want you to take it easy on the path of love for now. Soon you will feel your vitality return, but for now, it is time to rest. Oh my, I should go to sleep again. No, I can't. Okay, and then divination message. When you have a heartache, it is important to treat yourself with, take time away from the flurry of shoulds you are so often confronted with. Why not take some time to snuggle on the couch with a favorite old movie and have a sniffle? Have a long, comforting bath, and be sure to make a promise to yourself to let close people who are worthy of your love. Yeah, I guess only should be somewhere there. It is not about being bitter or guarded, but you are a sensitive and tender, sweet being, and some people are just not. So now is not the time for harshness. Soft blankets, sweet dreams, long baths, and a reduction of the harsh energy around you are the best. Then the Mend a Broken Heart fairy can fly in to soothe you. You will feel her presence, and she will lift the pain until all that is left is sweet, gentle wisdom. So, if any of you are heartbroken, hope this helped. But also, this is like what goes on in the world. So, I think those who feel and are isolated in some way could use that time in a positive manner, also like that. And people who are scared as well, sad and scared about everything that is, well, a lot of propaganda and so on. Yeah. Got a cough again, sorry. And never mind, don't be scared about the whole coughing thing. Hey, my little cat. So, that's something I do. Like, it's almost a habit. Like, in the morning, is at least, hey, babe, stop on the couch. Well, yeah. So, yeah, well, I think you can take what is needed from this. Do you have any question to the oracle cards? Anyone listening? If you have, you can write it on the chat here on the side. Yeah, well, anyways. Yeah. But also maybe, hopefully, this time and whatever can make us more soft. I mean, as I said before, I think sometimes maybe I don't agree with myself at times if I'm in those situations. But I mean, I think that that can actually make us more in touch with life. Just what up now? What do you want, baby? Hey. Yeah. Anyways, to I'm not suggesting that being hurt is like optimal, maybe, but what is up with her now? Stop. Hey, go and do something else. Oh, stop it. Oh, sometimes, I love this cat, but also not every second, maybe. She's like, oh no, she's eating something then. Usually there is a routine while she then goes to sleep, hopefully. Yeah. Oh, Tiffany. The whole Tiffany is interesting also. Doesn't that mean like I checked that the other day, like the one of God or something, the whole word or name? I don't have a question, but I do want to know if the cards have anything to say. Okay, but that's a question, right? So, do you know what your name mean or whatever, if it's your name or your channel name? Actually, it's beautiful. Well, I will pull a card for that. Let's see what they say. I must read it again so I focus right. Yeah, I googled it. It's awesome. I googled it yesterday, actually. I read it somewhere and I was curious what it. And also, I've heard it's breakfast at Tiffany's, but I don't think it means like breakfast with God. But maybe it does. No, it's a place I know. But anyways, uh, uh, let's see. How about that? What the cards want to say to you? Oh, I'm so sorry. This was a harsh sound. I'm really sorry. They jumped to the mic. I'm so sorry. Okay, this is so interesting. I'm sorry. They usually don't jump like that. Okay, now she went to bed. My darling cat. And actually, two cards that came up to me yesterday related to actually I I pulled some card for the second one. I talked about that before, and these two cards came up then. So I think these are for me again, like as if stop, because one of them is like you're working too hard. Angel of time. I am constantly active, sort of, and that's maybe why I don't also sleep. But maybe this is for you as well. And autumn is my last chance. Please don't lose hope. These two cards were the ones that I got before, so I think maybe these still are for me. I don't think they are for you, but they are related to someone. Hi, there is a third one here as well. Let's see, but the ones I think is for you rather than is Fairy of the Divine Hand, although the cards just shout at me like, go to bed, stop being here. Okay, and there is a fourth person here. I don't know who you are, and if you don't write something on the side here, but I will pull some cards for you now, Tiffany. Fairy of the Divine Hand, intoxication, distorted view, overindulgence. This could also go for me, overindulgence, anyways. And the Snow Angel, the signs are with you already, it says. And as I said, it's from the Oracle of Shadows and Light. So if you want to see how they look like, you can Google these. Fairy of the Divine Hand and Snow Angel. And I will read about them then, and hopefully you get something out of it. And I'm so sorry for the sound when they kind of attacked the mic, the cards. Oh my. Maybe that's the sign also. Let's see now. I think it got cloudy here, then it's getting dark, so I can hardly see. Okay. The first here, I will read all of it then, because I still sit here, so whatever. It says, if the fairy of the divine hand has turned up in your reading, which is it had, then it is ever so likely you are being urged by friends, loved ones, or even your own self to more accurately estimate the power addictive behaviors and substances can have over you. Do you recognize this? You know how it is. You start having a piece of candy, some soda, maybe a little junk food. Then before long, you have more. It may be another habit, such as judging yourself or others way too harshly, thinking negatively, or giving up too early on exercise or good healthy practices that you are indulging in. I feel like this is for me a lot as well. Wow, yeah. Gossip too falls under the fairy of the divine hand's domain. While it can be wickedly delicious, it always leaves such a sour aftertaste. So when she shows up, knows that the true gift she offers is awareness of what you're denying. Don't ignore Fairy of the Divine Hand. Thank her for pointing out your addictive tendencies, acknowledge their power, and then disengage and find support for living in clear, bright ways that don't leave you feeling drained, disoriented, and disenchanted. I think you mentioned this depression here. So maybe you also, the outer situations may also influence that, of course. But it seems like in the card here, it seems like there are some addictive tendencies. As alcohol is a depressive drug, even if you aren't depressed, if you drink a lot, you get depressed when you don't. So you start to medicate yourself with it. And as well as I think sugar have the same effect somewhat. So maybe it's not like our sometimes also it can be things that we have a sadness within us and so on, but also sometimes it's just the effect in the brain of the whatever addictive behavior or substance it is that triggers those things. Wait a sec, I need to cough a bit. So that in itself. So we think that if we are without that, whatever it is, we will be sad like all the time. But it's just a passing phase where we detoxify from it. But okay, let's see now. The fairy of the divine hand speaks. I am here to reveal to you what will tempt you. It is delightful, the thing you are being offered, and surely little won't hurt. I am fairy of the divine hand, and I appear to you when you are blinded to what you must see. Come and truly examine what is being offered to you. Underneath this apparently harmless fun, spending or partying or distraction and temptation lie disorientation and fear, and things may appear to be quite different than how they truly are. But here, look and look closely. Do you begin to see what will take place if you continue down this path? If you sugarcoat the possibilities of where this may end, do not push down the feelings and warnings you have. Instead, come a little closer and look. Do you begin to understand that what seems such a small thing may indeed change lives? Take a moment, look, think, connect with your deeper wisdom. Decide whether you will join in with what is tempting you or whether you will watch a while longer and make the wise decision instead. And I think also here about the need for change. if you continue on this path, I thought about this whole living. I don't know why you live, why you moved back to your parents, but maybe that's not a good. I mean, that's something that also need to change. You know, where would it lead if you continue on that path? Maybe it's what they say as well. But let's see now. Divination message. Stop right now. Your intuition, your inner sight and clear vision is sending you a very clear warning. A red flag has just come up. This is strong, this card for you actually. And this is the time to stop, to look and to listen before going forward. Your higher self, your clear sight, wants you to stay and think before simply taking this wonderful temptation someone is offering you. It may be in the form of secretive relationships, junk food, alcohol at a party, sex before you're ready, or behaving in ways that are unsafe and disrespectful, speaking harmful words and thoughts that could scar people for a long, long time. The moment indulgence could have long-term repercussions that could lead you away from well-being, clarity, and harmony. These moments, indulgence could have long-term repercussions that could lead you away from well-being, clarity, and harmony. You know when this temptation comes that you do not need to flee. You do not need to indulge. You do not need to curse or berate this lovely, very earnestly fairy with a clear message to stop and truly look at what is taking place. You know you simply need to pause, be quiet, clear, and I know now that one of your fiercest addictions is seeking you out and you are wavering, caught in its delirium. This is not an opportunity to escape. This is your chance to break free. And the coughing again. Wait a sec. So that was the first harsh message to you. Is that a reason why you moved back there or whatever? I mean, this, whatever this kind of addiction you have is, it's really, really a strong card. And then we have the next card for you, which is Snow Angel, which is also feels like drugs, doesn't it? I don't know. Anyways, it doesn't mean that have to mean that though. But now suddenly I think it. Okay, the signs are with you already, so maybe you got your messages, all right. This angel is one of the many beings assigned to humanity to carve out signs in the most dark and lifeless of places. She leaves signs for those who cannot see and shapes them again and again until one day those who deny she is watching over them finally wake up. And this was also previously, the card was about denying something. This is also this. You don't listen to the message. You don't want to. It is at that moment she can move on to another charge. By acknowledging her protection, you set her free and release her many blessings so others too may benefit. Look around you now for signs of her presence. Even in the snows of winter and the harsh desert sands, she has made her presence felt. It is your blindness, your unwillingness to see that holds you back, not life itself. So it's not the surroundings, although it may feel like they are influencing much. Open your eyes to the presence of Snow Angel of all angels. Feel their blessings and begin to live life anew. The Snow Angel speaks. There. If you missed that sign, I really don't know what will convince you. Maybe I should just stand here a while and wait till you notice me, point to the sign, flap my wings, and then you'll believe that it's really a sign. I leave signs for all to see, clear indications of my presence, and even make my shape in the cold snow. But again and again you ask, where are my angels? And here I am. I will continue to leave my mark in the snow, with the feather falling from the sky, in the gentle voice that speaks to you at night, and even in the gentle prod I may give to you from behind. But stop asking for signs. You have received so very many, and none of them will be seen or acknowledged until you are willing to believe that we are always with you. So this is really a sign. It's very, very strong cards here for you. And divination message. You have already received very definite, clear signs, ones that you have asked for over and over again. The Snow Angel will reply again, but it is the message you are refusing to hear, not her presence, that is denied to you. Yeah, it's like you deny to hear it. It's always there. It is your own fear and attachment to hesitating that keeps you on pause. It is your own fear and attachment to hesitation that keeps you on pause. Okay. It is time to see what has already been shown to you and to take action immediately without hesitation. The Snow Angel has shown you very clearly that you are protected and cared for. Now it is time for you to do exactly that for yourself. And yes, you can. Open your senses up to angelic guidance. So, I guess aside from these cards, I think you have gotten a lot of signs, even though you don't feel like it, maybe. And also, it's very difficult to see if you feel depressed. And I mean, it goes both ways. Let's see. Okay, awesome that you recognize them. All right. So I hope they also gave you some comfort that you asked for. Sometimes that's the thing that I like with cards. They can be really soft and sweet with you when you need it, but sometimes they are like almost harsh, but it's very loving though. But they need to shake us sometimes, a bit. So, but also these cards, they came up for me again, which is interesting. When I asked about this, I mentioned, if I don't know who were in here now then, but previously in this audio, that I sensed the energy of a few people, and this guy, like the second guy I call him, well, anyways, very few know who I mean. So I pulled cards. I usually don't do this even, but anyways, and these cards came up, and I think first is just because maybe this person also do this actually when I think about it. But the angel of time working too hard, but also I never really relax. And I try to force myself to take like 5 minutes. It's really good. And also those who meditate. I mean, I teach stuff like that and so on. But since I'm a medium and psychic, when I slow down, even if I do like yoga and such, I get so much messages and information. So it's like sometimes, it's a more difficult path to go. Some people like, oh, you just close your eyes and there it's black and you are empty, or like not empty in a negative way, but like calm, just still. And if you are this receptive as I am, it's very difficult to reach that point because it just flows quicker, all the information, the moment you get still. So anyways, and then I got this: autumn is my last chance, please don't lose hope. And I guess this relates to, yeah, certain feelings. So since these attacked the mic, I think I will read these too, and maybe they relate to some of you as well. Because, and if anyone else have a question for the cards, please feel free to ask. I will read these anyways, because they were like bumping into the mic harshly. What? Okay. But they are the exact same cards that I pulled just before I went to bed yesterday. So I guess these are for me, and maybe they need to shout at me. So if I read them slowly, maybe I get it myself. So let's see them. Working too hard. The angel of time looks very fierce and stern, and that's because you need to hear her message. You see, if she appeared to you in a soft guise, and this may also relate to you before her, yeah, it would be too easy for you to overlook her message and just continue on as if she had never visited. The truth is that you are forcing yourself beyond your energetic limits at this time, working too hard, self loving, and connecting with the universe way too little. And I realize this, I kind of want to be there for other people quite a lot also. When I feel like hesitation, usually I should listen to that. Some people may need to push themselves rather, but I usually don't. But, anyways, I recognize this, yes. So she has appeared to remind you of what it is you are turning your world into, one big machine, oh no, where you are one cog in it. You are an important, soulful, beloved being, but the world of work is not going to end if you step away from its no mechanism for a while. It's time, she says, for a time out. Will you listen? And the angel of time speaks. I'm getting straight to the point here because someone really has to tell you, stop giving too much to your work. All your time, your energy, your passion. Take better care of your health. This is the time to fulfill all those promises you made to yourself but barely made even the effort to keep. Meditate, eat well, take up gentle exercise, and change unhealthy emotional patterns that are compromising your well being. These are the challenges you need to set yourself. Gaze into a candle's flame, write down one true thing you love about all of your friends, and pay close attention to all of the messages your body sends you. Then make the changes you know it needs. I thank you in advance for a happy New Year, no, but I thank you in advance for a happy you makes the world a far better place. Yeah. Oh, how I recognize this. I think this goes for that person also, the other person, quite much. But, anyways, divination message. Time for a break from mechanical, technical work indeed. And then I'm here. I know I got this last night and I actually got off the internet and so on then, but now I'm here early in the morning again. So please take breaks from electronic devices like computers, cell phones, and even iPods, clocks, and watches. It is time to simply rest in nature's embrace. Swim in the ocean, float in a lake, walk in a forest, meditate in a cave. Camping, hiking, and gardening would be of most benefit at this time. It is time to unwind the tightly coiled springs and detach from the mechanics of the deadlines and immerse yourself in nature's time and truth. The angel of time tells you to do this now. Oh my, I have to get off here soon. But again, oh, anyways, right. And then we got the autumn is my last chance. I will have to read that, although they said right now. I don't listen usually, no. I will see what happens if I don't. Okay, you know. Well, I will soon though. I will read this also since they jumped onto the mic, and that's why, of course, that's why. Since I picked this yesterday, and still I got onto this and didn't shut it down. They are like they like flew and to the mic, like cut it off almost like. All right, I will just read this then. Yeah. Please don't lose hope. Autumn is my last chance. Lost and lonely, this fragile little being has the apple of life and wisdom. She has hope, although it is fading fast. This lovely little fairy is all buttoned up against the cold, and the bleak autumn landscape offers no warmth or comfort. Like in her mind, like, yeah, or his. But in her hands she could holds the source of hope and life itself, a bright red apple. With this apple she can sustain herself till the frost-bound landscape thaws. She can save the seeds from her feast and plant them into the warming ground she so she need never go hungry again. And oh sorry again. And the rewards of this act will continue far into the future, far beyond her lifetime. Yeah, well anyways. Okay. She's holding the source of hope, but is almost afraid to bite into it. It seems she is saving it for a rainy day. It feels very, very, very correct when it comes to my questions. Or for when she has no other choice. Soon she will realize that she has herself, and turn to it for sustenance and comfort. And winter will then be through. It cannot end till she takes a bite from the apple she holds. This is a very beautiful message right there. Autumn speaks. I keep watching for help, for hope to come, but all about me is cold. I cannot find what I'm looking for, and indeed, I can barely remember what it is I was in search of before I got so lost. I am cold and alone, and no one is with me. But now I know I have this apple, and that when I truly need it, I will eat it, and then all will be well. And usually, I also think this very much relates to this guy that I thought about, actually, since I felt the energy like that. Anyways, divination message. Time to stop relying on others for that comfort, warmth, and sustenance that only true self love can bring. Waiting for others to give you what you need will be a long and lonely, bone chilling wait at this time. So look at what you already have, turn to it and feast on it. Learn to love and appreciate the apple in your hands and save the seeds of self love and plant them. From this one remaining magical apple comes the gift of wisdom, comes self love, comes abundance, and comes the knowledge that you are a person who deserves to care for and love your own self. Once you take just one bite, one big bite of this juicy apple, you will be committing to helping yourself, and then you will be free of need for approval, shelter, and rescue. There is only one true rescue, and it comes with the miracle of self-life. And self-love, I guess, also. Go ahead, eat the apple. But now they told me so harshly to get off the computer, like, so I need to kind of listen then, right? I don't want to. I should just sit and be and all that. And I hope you can relax, and I hope you got some relaxation from my little audio here. And yeah, I could rumble forever, but I guess it's better that I don't. They seem to advise me to do that, so yeah, I will open up here for my cat and so on instead. Yeah, and thank you, Tiffany, for checking in, and you others who checked in also. I see that there are some here, although I don't see who you are. And thanks for the like. Yeah. and I will yeah, and I myself have to listen when the cards tell me the truth boldly. Yeah. Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you so much yourself. And I will check in on when it's like around maybe 8 o'clock in the evening Swedish time, when it's the full moon. So that's the only thing I know in advance. Otherwise, I'm a little bit random here, as you know. But some people like to know that. So I will talk to you some other day now then. And have a great day or night. And I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.